And welcome, everybody, to another episode of Come Play With Us, Danny, the horror movie review podcast, hosted by myself and my sister, Megan. How's it going, everybody? How's it going, everybody? How's it going, everybody? Of course, before we go into the episode, make sure you go to our YouTube page at Come Play With Us, Danny Show. Hit that notification bell to subscribe to when new episodes drop. You took your beanie off. Oh, no, you still have it. Oh, your lighting's just really, really bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna take me a bit to adjust. So
we're both wearing beanies today. It's the beanie bushes today. There we go.
There we go. The beanie bushes.
Well, welcome everybody. Welcome in for another episode. We will be reviewing Night Swim.
Yes.
Night Swim, and I've got tons and tons of movie news, sequel news, and all kinds of stuff that is coming out of left field. Left field, and then something that we'll end the show with that will either creep people out or just wait and see at the end.
Okay, now I'm concerned a little bit actually
of movie news. So I didn't get a chance to see Night Swim.
Okay.
I know you did.
Yes.
But I will give the synopsis. Okay. Night Swim is a 2024 American supernatural horror film written and directed by Bryce McGuire in his feature film debut. Based on the 2014 short film by the same name by McGuire and Rod Blackhurst. The film stars Wyatt Russell and Carrie Condon. Plot follows a suburban family who discover that their backyard swimming pool is haunted. Now, before we get into this, I love the concept, okay, because it's different. Okay. Yes. Haunted swimming pool. Love the cast.
Yes.
Love the cast. Great casting. Of course, it's produced by Jason Blum and James Wan of the Blumhouse Productions. I've seen clips. I've seen the trailer. It gives off like Amity horror like vibes. What did you think of the movie? I know you saw it. What did you think? Because I've heard many things like it's a bore. It's kind of
so hokey, I can see that the bore situation would be there because it's very slow moving in the beginning of it, like very, very slow moving.
Is it because the water is running?
No, that was really bad. Nothing. No. It's just because of it. To me, it was kind of like. Because I went to we rented it here. And we paid $20. A friend of mine and I watched it, and it was just very slow moving because the storyline didn't pick up until probably 45 minutes into the film.
Yeah. Can I ask you? Is it because I'm not going to throw out any jokes here? Obviously, it's a pool movie, a haunted pool movie. Obviously. But you would think like if a movie if a movie like this with a concept like it has, you would think it wouldn't be like a slow burn movie. It would be kind of like, hey, we've got the intro jump scare, somebody died in the pool, and then we're getting right into the story.
Yeah, I mean, so slow, it basically the beginning of the movie just kind of, I don't know. The beginning of the movie explains the movie.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Like it literally goes into
like there's a prologue and then boom.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of movies like that. Like I don't like it how they're like, all right, this is the prologue, this is what happens, and then
boom.
And I feel like there was some there's holes in it. I don't. So you didn't see it, but it basically Wyatt Russell is the baseball player. Obviously, okay. He's the father. So he develops these symptoms, and they kind of lead it into he has MS.
Okay.
So they go. It goes from like the beginning of the movie to the middle of the movie, then the beginning and the middle, and it just goes back and forth. So he has MS, and so they're looking for another place to live, but it doesn't explain why.
Yeah.
They're trying to find a place to live, so they go to this one house. It's not the house for them, and then they show up at the house. That the beginning of the movie explains where the tragedy happened.
Okay.
Don't know how they got there. There's really no reason why they're there.
So there's just a lot of plot holes in this movie.
Yes, it's just it's horrible. Like I didn't mind the movie, but I didn't feel like it was just something that was like brilliant.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. And maybe you can differ from my opinion. I think when it comes to like movies that are based off of short films, I think what sometimes directors do is they have to like fill in the gaps of the stuff they didn't cover in the short film, where they think hey, we did the short film, we can just make it into a full length and not have to worry about, putting other stuff in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So being in a short film, and now I've noticed now certain movies, when they get lists on like IMDb or whatever it is they'll say horror short, which literally means that this movie is having, like you just said, it's having to get stuff else thrown into it because you have to make it long enough for a cinematic.
Right. It's got to be at least 90 minutes. Right. I get it.
Okay. So, and I can see that of how they did this with this movie, because again, it was like certain scenes were kind of pieced together. And it made it very aggravating and frustrating to watch some of it, because I'm like, all right, there should be more to this, and there wasn't.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I don't know if you're ever going to see it. Basically, the synopsis is, at the beginning of the movie, there's a little girl and she's in her house, and all of a sudden she hears this whirring noise, and in the pool,
whirring noise is usually a pump.
Well, no, it was a toy boat that pops up.
Oh, okay. Oh,
out of nowhere.
Like the toy boat from It? Like
no, that would have been fantastic.
Georgie's in the
no, that would have been fantastic if it had, but it wasn't.
We found his boat. We found his boat.
It just pops up in the pool out of nowhere, and so she says, Tommy, I found your boat, which is her brother.
Okay.
So her brother is sick, and then someone's talking to her mom down the hall. So she goes out of the house, dives into the pool,
drown,
to get the boat.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden you hear a scream and she disappears. And then that's it.
Then cut to present day.
And that's how they open the movie.
Okay.
So you could have taken it several different ways about what was happening. I wasn't. It's kind of like Blumhouse is kind of falling on their face with certain things.
Seems like Blumhouse is running out of ideas.
Yes, and that's exactly how I thought about this movie. And I understand the concept of it, and it was really weird because I thought, because of some of the scenes in this movie or some of the concept, this was based off of an Asian horror movie.
Right.
And the only reason why
because watching the trailer, there were like some of the visuals reminded me of, The Grudge and The Ring and and all that.
And the reason I say that is because at the end, or towards the end, the mother,
spoiler alert, by the way.
Spoiler alert. The mother, who's older, she is talking to the wife, Wyatt Russell's wife, whatever, because the presence in the pool has taken him over.
Like the Amityville horror, like the house started to like possess, James Brolin and Ryan Reynolds.
The pool has possessed Wyatt Russell, because he's in the pool at one point and he has a neighbor kid on his shoulders, and he's down too far or down too long, and something comes floating out of the drain and enters his mouth.
Too much chlorine.
That too. And so he pulls the kid and starts drowning him in the pool. So when they pull him out of the pool, he's fully possessed.
Yeah.
So towards the end, so the wife figures out who used to live there, as they always do. She goes to the mother's house, who's still alive. She's sick on oxygen. And she's explaining to Wyatt Russell's wife the situation that the pool was built over a spring, because it's a spring-filled pool.
Right.
But no one explains what was in the spring.
Dead people.
Well, I'm assuming. But it doesn't explain the spring. So
you know what this sounds like? It just sounds like lazy writing.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a possessed pool that was built upon a spring.
Yep.
We don't know what was in it, but it's obviously haunted. So yeah, we'll put that there. The pool possessed the father, kind of like Amityville, and then
so basically the concept is the pool will save someone, but there has to be a sacrifice.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
So the sacrifice is Wyatt Russell's son, who's weak and small.
That's terrible.
In order to heal Wyatt Russell,
wait, hold on. So is the pool like a living being?
The pool heals, but it must take a sacrifice in order to heal. So every single time Wyatt Russell swims in the pool, he starts to feel better and his MS starts to go away. His scans are better. But it must have a sacrifice. So the kid he was trying to drown was a sacrifice, but it went wrong. So then the pool tries to kill his son, who in turn is going to be the sacrifice. I'll let you marinate on that.
That is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Sacrifice the blood of the child to the pool. The pool will make you big and strong. And
so, again, I didn't mind the movie. If you were to see it, it would piece it together a little bit better. So Drew, everybody knows our friend Drew from Australia. Yes. So I'm going to read you Drew's synopsis of what he thought, because he actually went and saw this. So I'm going to this is what Drew said. He said, Night Swim was a decent summer drive-in movie. It played just over midnight for a few weeks over January, and there was a young crowd on the warm Saturday night morning when he saw it. Because so in Australia, for those who don't know, they actually have drive-ins still.
Yeah, we have one here in Florida. It's up in Ruskin. There's still
one. They have one over in Australia where he's at. Okay. Recent horror films seem to drop the ball in the third act, but Night Swim dared to forfeit the Hollywood ending to tell a well-rounded drama, supernatural tale with strong acting and excellent cinematography. I agree with him on that. But it is potholed all over the place.
Yeah, it just seems like there's so much stuff they need to fill in. It's just like they just threw stuff together.
They did.
And said, hey, we'll make it on a low budget, see if it turns a profit, and then we'll like come out with a sequel that's about like a hot tub or something. Or a water park or some dumb shit like that.
Oh, the haunted water park would be good. I like that idea.
See, that would be a good concept.
That would be good. I like that.
Haunted water park.
But this wasn't, I mean, it wasn't a bad film. I've seen better. It's just to start off 2024 kind of chugging along, like it just I wish it had more concept to it, because again, it felt like it was kind of pieced together because of what they had, I guess. I don't know.
Right. I don't know. Okay. Well, if you guys want to waste $20 on Amazon, go watch Night Swim.
Wait till it's free.
All right, let's get into movie news. Movie news. All right.
Yay!
You remember how I mentioned Lisa Frankenstein, the movie that's coming out? It's like a written by Diablo Cody.
Yes.
Obviously of Juno and Jennifer's Body. Well, Diablo Cody herself told Bloody Disgusting the other week or so that this movie takes place in the same universe as Jennifer's Body.
Really?
Yes. So she's saying, yes, this movie does take place in the same universe as Jennifer's Body. That's one of the reasons why she's trying to push for a sequel for Jennifer's Body if the movie Lisa Frankenstein becomes a hit.
So Jennifer's Body, love that movie. One of my favorites.
I think a very underrated movie. So yes.
Yes, very underrated.
Yes.
But how?
Well, from the quote she was saying, it takes place in the same universe. Obviously, if you go see Lisa Frankenstein, she said there are a few Easter eggs in Lisa Frankenstein that will kind of tie in this movie in the same universe. Obviously, it's not like it's set in the same town, but it's set in the same universe. As in, like there could be some possibilities of like, hey, a crossover or something. But she's saying it does take place in the same universe. I would love to have Jennifer Body have a sequel. So could happen.
I could see that because they left it as Needy was in a mental institution.
She floated out and she's got superpowers now. So
yes. So I can see a sequel to that. That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I would love it. I mean, it'd be kind of cool. I don't know. I mean, you'd have to check out the trailer for Lisa Frankenstein. To me, it looks kind of too Gen Z for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not something. I'll wait for it to come on streaming to check it out because it just doesn't. It just looks too Gen Z for me. I can't.
Okay.
So, Don Mancini, we all know Don Mancini. He's the creator of Chucky. He's saying, "I will put Chucky in space."
Oh please! Oh God!
Hold on, no, hold on. He says he was asked about Chucky in space. He goes, "I will put Chucky in space if the fans want it. That's the only way I'll put Chucky in space." Obviously, we've had Jason in space, Jason X in the future. But Chucky in space could be a possibility, but that's only if the fans want it, Don Mancini says. Chucky season 3, part 2 will be coming up the next couple of months. But yeah, Don Mancini saying Chucky in space could be a possibility. I say no, don't.
Please no.
What would be a cool idea? Obviously, Chucky's now like more of a show, and it's been doing great. I think they should take Chucky and have either one of the episodes or like have a setting in like one of the cons, like MegaCon or Comic-Con, where he could just run and wreak havoc.
I would be good with that. I would think MegaCon, honestly. I think that would be a good situation. I'm just going to keep adjusting my lids here. So
yes, please do. You're like in the dark. I can't see you.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. This is creepy. I don't know what's going on with my camera, guys. I apologize.
It would be a good concept. I missed MegaCon this year because of family stuff. But I think with like, all the nerdy stuff that they had there, MegaCon's great. All the cons that they have are great. But having Chucky there just to wreak havoc at a con and film it like at a con with actors and also real people would be cool. It'd just be like a cool concept because I think now with the Chucky character, obviously the first one was a serious horror film. It didn't have like the comedic tones that the latter sequels had, and obviously the shows. But you can bring the Chucky character into that world where you can make it a really comedic, dark comedy horror film, and it would be kind of funny to have him at a con and just wreak havoc.
I think that would be a brilliant concept.
Honestly. Plus, with all the celebrity cameos that you could put in it too. I mean, think about it.
Oh yeah. Are you kidding me? That would be great. I think that definitely should be
okay. It. All right, moving on. Do you know the Blair Witch Project turned 25 this year?
Oh God, did it really?
Yes, the Blair Witch Project has turned 25 this year. There's doing a lot of fan stuff going on online about, hey, the impact of the movie, what it meant for the genre, the genre it kicked off with the found footage genre and everything. So Blair Witch Project does turn 25 today. Doesn't that make you feel old?
Horrendously old.
Yeah, doesn't that make you feel old?
That's the first Blair Witch? The very first one?
The very first one. The very first one that came out. Turns 25. Yeah. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing it in the theater too. I actually saw the Blair Witch Project in the theater at the old Oakmont 8 theater.
I think I saw it at Oakmont also.
Yeah. And it was kind of funny because I remember watching it and people in front of us actually thought the movie was real. It's like, no, this is a movie. It's not a real documentary.
The majority of the people that did see the original film did think it was real. I was for one of them. Probably the first 20, maybe 20 minutes of it, I thought it was real.
Well, remember the marketing campaign was different from anything that you saw at the time. Remember, this was like, it was during like the early days of the internet, so you can kind of get away with something like this where people would think it was real. And
yeah, because you wouldn't have any proof otherwise.
Exactly. And the marketing campaign I remember was just they put it out there as, hey, this is a documentary that was filmed by these 3 college students. They disappeared and this is their found footage, and they had the website set up, and it was great, and it kicked off a new genre of horror where it was the found footage horror and then you have all the the copycats afterwards with the shaky cams and all that. But at the time, like Blair Witch was just something that we hadn't seen before. And I thought it was just, even though you didn't see really anything, there was no blood and guts. There was you didn't see the witch itself or the apparition, but that final scene in the house was terrifying.
Oh yeah. With him up against the wall. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and the main character Heather just screaming her ass off and running around the house with the camera, like that's a terrifying scene. I don't think a lot of people like appreciate like how terrifying that is, where you don't know what's going on. And obviously they try to remake that when the Blair Witch came out a couple of years ago, when they try to like remake it, but actually have the witch itself appear. But at that time, you're just like, come on, guys.
I think that the Blair Witch, the original one, was very, very underappreciated because I haven't seen a movie since that actually
had the impact like it had.
Yes, and encompasses that type of cinematography because you didn't, like you said, you didn't have to have any blood. You didn't have to have any actual physical, like, whatever, apparitions or whatever it was. It was just your mind fucking with you. Mm-hmm. So it was enough to be kind of invested in that whole movie. I don't think there was a part in that movie where I was like, no, this really sucks. Like, it was enough to keep you on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, I agree. There was not a point in that movie where it dragged at all because you were trying to figure out, are they going to get out of the woods? What's going on in the woods?
Was it like, one of them causing it all of a sudden?
Yeah, there was. Yeah, when I saw it, and if it's on, I'll rewatch it, whatever. There's never a point where I get bored of the movie because you're still kind of like, what am I watching? Is this like, are they really like, is this, the plot of this film is like, hey, you really want to see what happens? Especially, I think we were shortchanged with the sequels that happened after, like the Book of Shadows and the one that, and Blair Witch 3, where, you didn't really get the exploration of, obviously you did in Blair Witch, the one that came out later, but you didn't really get like the exploration of what happened to them in the house at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because there was different stories about what happened. And even in the Book of Shadows, the second one.
Yes. Terrible movie.
Yeah, it was all right. It was too much to me. It was all over the place. Like it was too much trying to fit into that type of movies that was out around that time. And I think that it missed the mark as far as, because it was like, oh, they showed up in the woods and this is the place where the house was, and all of a sudden everybody blacks out, nobody knows what's going on, and then this group of Chinese people get killed. It was too much all over the place, and it wasn't focusing on
the mythology, the mythology of the Blair Witch. Yeah,
most definitely.
All right, we both love Gremlins 1 and 2. Gremlins star Zach Galligan, who played Billy Peltzer in both 1 and 2, has talked about Gremlins 3 in the recent months and how he's really championing for Gremlins 3. Obviously, it's been kind of like in development hell for a very long time, but he wants it to happen. I think a lot of people want it to happen too as well. He was quoted as saying on podcast Screen Rant, I can't really figure out why Warner Brothers wouldn't do it. He was talking this. He's also talking about the TV show that was on HBO Max, but he's wanting a live action film is where you're going to make the most money. Obviously, with Super Mario Bros. To prove that, but having the third one would cap off the trilogy of the original 2 movies, which I think it needs to happen. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. Like, it's obviously they had the TV show, they had an animated TV show.
Yeah. I mean, they've reinvented every other movie there is. Why would you not do Gremlins?
Yeah, why not do it? I mean, by now, you could bring back the original cast. I mean, obviously Zach Galligan's alive, Phoebe Cakes is alive. You can bring back those 2. But like, I think if directed well, even bring back Joe Dante, who directed the first one.
Yeah, why not?
I mean,
it'd be good to have his insight on it. I mean, why would you not? Because he's the one that actually did it the first time. So,
and I also think too, with what the landscape is with horror now, you could do so many things with Gremlins. So, let's make it happen.
I'm good for it. I would campaign that most definitely.
Didn't know this was happening. There's going to be an Evil Dead spinoff of the Evil Dead franchise. Okay, the horror comedy franchise, which was created by Sam Raimi and Robert Tappert. They're going to have a spinoff. No details on the film storyline have been released just yet, but there is going to be a spinoff. But I'm wondering what a spinoff could be. Just, are you going to call it Evil Dead still, or is it just going to be?
Well, I mean, they
just
had
another standalone movie.
They had Ash versus
the Evil Dead, the TV show. But this is going to be a film, though. This is going to be a film.
I don't know what you could have done with this.
Yeah, unless you're going to spin it off where the heroine of the last movie, Evil Dead Rise. Yeah, but that would just be a sequel to Evil Dead Rise. So
that's all that's going to be. It's just a sequel.
You know what I would like to see is maybe if they did a movie where it kind of explained how the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon, came to be.
Oh, that would be
See,
great.
that would, and you could maybe do it at like in the setting of how the Witch was, the Robert Eggers film.
Yes.
Set it back in that time frame, or even back further than that, and have it as filmed in that like atmospheric, like really creepy, in like olden times where the book is created.
Okay.
See, that would be a cool concept, because we haven't really gotten like we've gotten the story, like it's the Necronomicon, it's the Book of the Dead, it's been around for a while, but how is it created?
Yeah, nobody's actually ever touched on that. That would be a great subject to do.
I mean, we've had it in the cabins, we've had it in the apartment building. I think it's now time to, if you're going to do a spinoff, as how it was created.
I like that idea.
Yeah,
a lot.
Then
actually,
you could get really bloody with that one.
I mean, worse than the last one was.
Exactly. I mean, you've had the medieval times in Army of Darkness, but you could set it back even further than that.
Okay. I like that idea, actually.
All right, we should write it.
Sounds good. Yes, we should. Why not? We've been talking about this for years.
Did you see The Invisible Man, the new Lee Whannell's 2020 Invisible Man?
No, I saw the Kevin Bacon one.
That was Hollow Man.
Hollow Man. No, I did not see the Invisible Man one. No,
all right. Well, you need to see the Invisible Man. This one starred Elizabeth Moss. The concept of this Invisible Man, which was it was supposed to be in Universal Pictures' Dark Universe.
Yes, I did see it. Okay. Sorry. Yes, I did see it.
So there is a possibility that there's going to be a sequel to this one. I thought The Invisible Man was a great movie. It was very, very good. A very cool concept. I think it was. I mean, obviously, it was more of a thriller than it was a horror film. But the Invisible Man concept for that one was great. But they're trying to get a number 2 greenlit. Obviously, Whannell, who directed the first movie, is going to reboot the classic The Wolfman for Blumhouse right now, so they could be starting up a brand new kind of like Universal movie classic monster reinventions of this universe, but obviously with the Wolfman with Lee Whannell, maybe there could be a possibility of the Invisible Man 2. So Invisible Man 1 made $144 million off a $7 million budget, plenty of critical acclaim, so it could happen. So Lee Whannell is actually saying there could be a possibility of the Invisible Man 2.
Which actually would go along with, and this is my little tidbit, I don't know if anybody's actually seen this. I've just gotten alerts from Universal Studios where they're building new worlds onto Universal Studios.
I saw that.
And there's a monsters section that they're actually doing for the Universal Monsters. So that could be along the concept of trying to do that, which would be fantastic.
I'm excited for the Super Nintendo world, because they'll actually have a Mario Kart ride.
I'm actually excited for the other
the Harry Potter world.
They're doing the Ministry of Magic, which I
know I saw
over the moon about, which is fantastic.
2025 that opens up. So, yes. All right, I'm going to end the show with 2 things.
Okay. Is this the disturbing thing?
Yes, this is the disturbing thing. Dune 2 will be coming out pretty soon. Did you see Dune Part 1?
Yeah, I've seen the original.
Well, see the remake done by Denis Villeneuve, who obviously he's directed so many awesome sci-fi films like Blade Runner 2049 and Prisoners. So there's a popcorn bucket that's a marketing campaign with the movie, which
I've seen this.
It's getting quite. It was just parodied on SNL this past weekend. That it looks semi.
No.
So this is not fake. This is an actual real thing. This is the marketing popcorn bucket for Dune Part 2 that you could probably purchase at your local movie theater when the movie comes out on March 2nd.
That looks horrible.
Yes, it does. It looks like a chocolate starfish. Yes.
That's not appealing at all.
Yeah.
That's guys, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? My God.
The most recent SNL episode, they did a whole digital skit where it was like a sex toy with high school kids.
That's yes. I'm sorry, I would never eat popcorn out of that. It's just
no. You'd be fisting it when you're trying to reach in.
Basically, yes. Yeah. There we go. They should have just made it a little bit tighter, then it would be all right. So
yes, exactly. All right. And finally, I'm going to show you man, why is it blocked now? Oh God. Hold on a second.
I don't know. My camera's not working. Your shit's blocked. Who knows what's going on today?
This is I'm gonna show you the new trailer. Okay, never mind. It looks like YouTube is blocked on my server for some reason.
What is it?
Here we go. It's here we go. It is the trailer for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, I saw this.
Part
I saw
2.
This the other day. Yes.
Yes. I wanted to get your thoughts on the trailer, because we both loved Winnie the Pooh, the original kids storybook, and now they're making as a child, and now they're making all these films into horror films that we love. So here's the trailer.
This
one's supposed to be more bloody than the first one too.
I didn't see the first one. I didn't see the first movie.
I don't think anybody did.
That's supposed to be Christopher Robin.
Yes.
I'm assuming. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Who's directing this one?
I think the same.
This was the day Billy was taken.
Play all the audio or it'll get shut down, but there you go. So yeah, this is furthering the lore of Winnie the Pooh is back. Yes, he's back. Oh, and he's brought new friends. So I'm sorry, Eeyore's here. Tigger.
That's Tigger.
I'm kind of interested in seeing the first one now, just to kind of see what kind of bonkers storyline that they had, especially now that there's a sequel out.
I don't even know what to say. So I know who makes these masks for these movies.
Mm-hmm.
So Immortal Masks, for anybody who's ever looked at them, they do fantastic, realistic. I mean, it's literally you can move it with your face masks. And I know for a fact that they've done masks for this movie. And what was the other movie that we thought was stupid? It was another storybook character. What was it?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I forget.
Well, there's also another one called it's with like Mary Little Had a Little Lamb. Also, there's another one that's a spinoff like this. So Winnie the Pooh, those other two movies. So Immortal Masks make these masks for these movies. I guess I would watch the first one just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I'll just watch it just for shits and giggles to see, what the concept was. So.
I mean, the concept. I don't know people. I don't get people nowadays. I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand. I don't
either. Well, that will end the show on that with just confusion and weird
and disgust.
Popcorn bucket tie-in. So, well, thanks everybody for joining us for another episode of Come Play with Us Danny, the horror movie review podcast. Make sure to go to our YouTube page at Come Play with Us Danny Show. Hit that subscribe and notification bell to get notified when new episodes drop. For myself and Megan, we will see you guys next time on Come Play with Us Danny. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.